everyone, and welcome back to Tech Tips with Cameron. Today we've got something special, especially for our SERTS and K-3 teachers. We're diving into one of the most creative new tools available to us, Gemini, the Storybook Gem. Now, while this feature is available to all teachers and students grade 7 up with a permission form, today we're really looking at how we can use this tool to spark literacy and engagement in our primary classes. So, what are Gemini gems?
Ooh, great question.
Think of them as pre-built experts within Gemini. And because we're in our HDSP Google Workspace, they operate in a safe sandboxed environment, giving you a safe space to play. How do we find the Storybook Gem? Well, the first step is to head over to Gemini, either by clicking on the waffle or by going to gemini.google.com. And here we are. Once we're here, we can head over to our conversations, hidden under the expand menu option, and you can click on Explore Gems. Inside of here, you can see Storybook. Now, what exactly does this gem do? Well, let's head back to the Google website where they explain it really well. You can create personalized illustrated stories about anything with read-aloud narration. Just describe the story you want, add files and photos if you like, and Gemini will create a unique 10-page storybook. The only limitations that I've found so far is your imagination. So to help spark that, for today, I want to show three quick ways that you could use this as a CERT, primary or kindergarten teacher. So first up, let's talk about social emotional learning. Imagine you need a social story for a student who's anxious about assemblies. With Storybook, you're not just a teacher, you become a storyteller and illustrator. You can write a prompt about the routine, and here's the magic part. You can upload photos of the gym, of your hallways, of the classroom, of you as the teacher, of you as the CERT, of the EAs. And the AI will weave those pictures into the real story, creating an incredibly powerful, personalized tool that helps students see themselves succeeding in their own environment. So I asked it to use me as a teacher to create a story for a student who feels anxious about asking someone to play at recess. Her name is Vera, and she feels shy and uncomfortable. I asked it to write it in the coloring book format so that it can be printed out and shared with students so that they also have an activity to go with it. You can listen to the story, you can go in full size, you can choose the pitch of your voice, and you can work your way through the story. And what you have is something incredible. So, how do we share these stories? The sharing all comes down with the print option. So you click print, and it will prepare your storybook. It will then ask you to save as PDF. Once it loads the preview, you can save it as PDF, and it will save onto your computer. Now that I've saved it on my computer, I can head over to my Google Drive, click New, File Upload, and pop that story right into my drive. You'll see it's right there, and I could share that out any way you would normally share a story. The great option for Storybook is bring some teaching strategies to life. So today I'm going to have it make me a book on a multiplication strategy. So I have asked it to generate me a funny story about a student named Stella, a teacher named Mr. Steltman, written in grade 2 level language, all about the connections between repeated addition and multiplication. So I'm going to get a math-based story that I can share with my class. I'm going to click Submit. By specifying the reading level to grade 2, you could also create multiple versions of the same story for different readers. Great way to use differentiation. Finally, let's see how we can use Storybook to spark pure imagination. See how we can take a student's own drawing and make them the author of the story. Quick pro tip. For privacy, always use anonymous student artwork, nothing with their name or face on it. You could then ask the student, what's your character's name? What should happen? And feed that directly into the prompt. See? So here we have my prompt, my 3 student art pieces, a picture of the guinea pig, and I would like to have the story about their adventure to learn everything they can about the guinea pig named Simon, kindergarten friendly, make it claymation style. Let's see what it generates. And here we have it. Simon's Silly Adventure with Rocky, Lizard, and Leo. And, of course, Simon. We can listen to the story, we can print and share the story, or we can read it out loud to our students. Now it's time for our careful considerations. Let's start with the big picture. Every time we create a story, we're using real-world resources. The powerful data centers that bring our ideas to life use a lot of fresh water for cooling. It's very important that we model mindful use of the tools. We're not just redoing it every single time if it's not perfect. Now, ready for a fun classroom experiment? Here's our teacher challenge. Create a story with your class using the Storybook Gem. Read it aloud, but stop before the end. Ask your students to predict what happens next by drawing or writing their own ending. Then, reveal AI's version and enjoy the conversation. It's a fantastic way to blend classic literacy skills with a fun lesson on creativity and showcasing AI. If you create something amazing, I'd love to hear from you. techtips@hdsb.ca. Until next time, remember, play, practice, and pass on any questions. We'll see you. Bye-bye.